Welcome to the YouTube Table of Contents. We are your hosts, like Jason Joseph, aka Ridiculous. We are YouTube's TV guide, giving you all the channels that you should know about. We cover everything from comedians to podcasts, tech channels, the list goes on and on. So, if this is your first time, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. Let's begin. Welcome back. This next episode, comic book channel. We got 3 of them for you. Variant Comics, Kinda Culty, and Comic Book Cast 2. Stay tuned. Let's begin. This first channel, Comic Book Cast. What is Comic Book Cast? Comic Book Cast is an online geek culture community, and their mission is to deliver content to help you embrace Marvel, DC films that we all know and love, and on the way having a few good laughs in between. They're dedicated to giving you an honest opinion and an analytical discussion on various forms of entertainment. Why should you check out Comic Book Cast? Personally, it's one of our favorite channels. I think I've been watching him maybe about 5 or 6 years now. I think I was there under 50,000 subscribers with this guy. He's been there for the entirety of the MCU. He's more or less giving us a cinematic universal ride and been the narrator the whole time. Comic Book Cast is awesome. What's the best thing about him? Well, honestly, we're kind of partial to him for personal reasons, more or less. I guess a couple of years ago, I think he's vibed me in. His country might have went through some things or whatever. It was all over the news, so I can vividly remember us being very emotional and praying for him and his family and all of that years ago. Possibly right around time the first Iron Man was coming out. Because like I said, he's been on top of that, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Anything comic books, pop culture, Comic Book Cast has been on top of it from day one. So if you're looking for another comic book channel, not necessarily the comic books themselves, but how they translate into television series, movies, and all of anything else in between, Comic Book Cast is the guy you need in your life. Check him out, like him, and subscribe. You won't be disappointed. This next channel, Variant Comics. What is Variant Comics? Well, each week Variant explores all things in the comic book world and geekdom. From individual characters to stories, even to movies, TV, video games. They even cover Comic-Cons. Variant has you covered. Why should you check them out? Their consistency. They drop videos Wednesdays, Fridays, and even give you a little pick-me-up on Sundays. From the DCEU to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they've got everything that you want to know covered. Best thing about Variant Comics? Well, they're very well-rounded. They don't just deal with current comics and pop culture. They do historic comics and historical pop culture. I want to say they did The History of Dick Tracy, one of my favorite detective comic books. And I think even newer, it kind of new to me, I haven't checked it out. They did The Rise of the Green Ranger. So like I said, they're a very well-rounded comic book YouTube channel. They're going to give you everything that you need when it comes to all of these different comic books. It varies. So Variant Comics is a channel you need to know if you're trying to follow the MCU, DCEU. We got The Boys, Bloodshot. There's all kinds of different comic book companies out there. This is the home for all of them. Check out Variant's YouTube channel. Like it and subscribe. You won't be disappointed. Alright. This last channel, and most definitely not least, Kinda Culty. Kinda Culty is videos covering the Marvel Cinematic Universe, period, MCU. Sometimes an over-analytical, great deal of conversation, but they exclusively only do Marvel content. Why should you check out Kinda Culty? There's a lot of us that don't like, or there's kind of, if you like comics, you like comics. But there's a lot of people that are biased or picky or only watch the Marvel MCU movies. Well, they even have this for you. YouTube has something for everybody. So you got lucky. Kinda Culty dives hard into everything MCU from the beginning, from the Iron Man series all the way up to the current day. So I'm looking forward to them doing a history of Marvel Cinematic Universe, because that's basically what they are. What's the best thing about this channel? The fact that you got a channel that only deals with maybe a certain subject, and a lot of these channels don't make it, but Marvel has become such a vast entertainment icon and legacy. Hey, there's plenty of ways to make $1 off. You take lemons and make lemonade out of it. That's all I can say. Kinda Culty has done that. Everything Marvel. If you you need to know is, like we got the WandaVision that's finna drop right after Mandalorian. It's another subject. Disney streaming service, the Netflix Marvel show, kinda Culty, breaks them all down. They're here for your discovery. They have plenty of binge-worthy material. And like I say, you want to jump on their channel right now because WandaVision starts, and I think after WandaVision, it might be the Winter Soldier and Falcon series, and like they're back to back to back. So I think from here on out, we're gonna have plenty of comic book material. And well, that's right, that happened. This just in, if you want to take it that way. HBO Max is releasing all of their movies, and I do mean all of them, starting with Wonder Woman this week on their streaming service. $6.99, you can't go wrong, but you have your movie theater ticket. So all of Warner Brothers movies for 2021, all of them. I'm assuming that's gonna be Robert Pattinson's Batman. Maybe that's 2022, I might be wrong. But we get The Matrix. I forgot what else is coming up real soon. It's coming after Wonder Woman. Justice League, Snyder Cut, all of that's gonna be on there. But yeah, HBO kind of done stepped the game up, so yeah, you might want to check that out. But check out Kinda Culty, they're gonna cover all of that for you. Alright, let's recap. This first channel we gave you was Comic Book Cast 2. Shouts out to you, man. Keep up the good work. We're gonna keep following you. Hope you follow us. We've been following you since the beginning. Next channel, Variant Comics. You want to check out Variant Comics for sure. They're going to have all your comic book needs covered from head to toe. Last but not least, exclusively Marvel content and the cinematic universe, Kinda Culty. 3 comic book channels covering all of your comic book needs. If you're trying to stay up to date with all things comic book news and pop culture, these are 3 channels that you want to know about. I have been your host, like Jason Joseph, aka Ridiculous. I've been your host. If this has been your first time, please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, tell your friends about me.